Hey guys, it's Silver. So I'm going to be talking about being a content creator and the dangers of being a content creator on social media and some of the things that we can do as a community to help one another. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever had a super fan or someone that just targeted you, someone that has reached out into the real world to make your life hard, that had you doxxed, had used law enforcement to SWAT you or the court system to try to intimidate to get your address or to harm you in any way. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you're not interested in that, you can stroll up. It's not going to hurt my feelings in the least little bit, but what does hurt my feelings that there are people, creators on platforms, social media platforms that don't have anything good going on in their lives. And instead of making their lives better, they come out on social media for validation, be it good or bad. They will target people and everything else that have been abused and have been sharing their stories and trying to make a positive impact on our community. Now, one of these people that are using the system to abuse goes by the handle Ruthless Rebel. Ruthless Rebel not only was trying to friend me, and I honestly wanted to be friends. I want to be friends with everybody, but she thought it appropriate to use our friendship and everything else to hurt me. I'm just going to say it. Be very wary of who you become friends with or who you socialize with on social media, because they will use your kindness to hurt you. Now, back on March 31st, there was something that happened on Instagram Live that should have never happened. There was adult explicit things going on in the presence of a minor child under the age of 2, in which I got law enforcement involved, and they did their investigation. They found that there was things that was very inappropriate, and it was dealt with the way it was needed to be dealt with. Now, this creator, Ruthless Rebel and everything else, wanted to be friends with who she thought was the A-team, the cool kids and everything else. And she asked me when social services went to this other person's house for me to recant. And I said no, because she was scared that her new friends and everything else was going to lose their child from the behavior in which they were displaying in front of them. Not my problem, not my fault. That was something that y'all needed to deal with. But she thought it appropriate to come to me and say, hey, I need you to say that this didn't happen. And I said, no. And I said, that's very inappropriate. And as soon as I said no, that's when the attack started. She reached out not only to my estranged husband, she reached out to my ministry, she stalked me, she had me swatted. She even threatened to roll up on my house when she was coming to Florida to visit. So much so to the point that I kept blocking her, didn't want interaction, and I finally said, you know what, if you roll up on my house, you might as well bring your own BB, because our resources in the area is bad, because I'm not going to put up with it. Then she had law enforcement come back to my house saying that I threatened to unalive her, which was not the case in the least little bit. I was just telling her to leave me alone. If you do not leave me alone, you come to my house, it's going to get real. And she didn't understand what she was doing, or she doesn't care to understand what she's doing is abuse. She abuses the law, she abuses the court system, she abuses people that she disagrees with, or someone that's not going to validate her. Now, that was my experience with Ruthless. Now, I can tell you about the experience of a beautiful veteran named Rebecca. She served in the U.S. Navy, and she was assaulted and raped in the service of our country. And she shared her story on social media for Ruthless and some others and everything else to doubt her story, to the point that she reached out to Veterans Affairs. She reached out to all types of people in Rebecca's life trying to hurt her. She even got in contact with her abuser, of all things, trying to hurt this woman. For what reason? no one knows, other than the only thing I can think of is that there are mentally unstable individuals in our world that are on social media, and they do not know how to take no for an answer. They don't know how to leave things go. Now, I know firsthand that Miss Rebecca has not done anything to deserve the treatment she's getting. She's been blocking. She's been not interacting. But Ruthless keeps making platforms to come over and interact with Rebecca. And then she goes to the law and say, see, she's interacting with me. No, darling, you're interacting with her. You go to the court and say that this woman is stalking you, that she's abusing you, but yet you don't have anything to back that up in the least little bit. You keep going against the court order that you say that's in place. You want her to give the address. You want her to go to the court and everything else and give the information that you can use to further abuse her. And this is not something that I'm making up. This is the absolute truth of the matter. Abusers will go to the court even though they don't have your address, even though they don't have your full name. They will make accusations and everything else. They will get a liberal judge to hear them. They will put out an order and everything else in hopes that the person that is being attacked will answer. And Rebecca's smart not to answer, because she knows if she answers, she has to answer with her full name, her description, her address, and everything else. And once your abuser has that, it gets worse. And I'm so proud of Miss Rebecca for not falling for that tactic. And Ruthless is saying, well, you know what? There's this order and you're going against it. No, darling, you're the one that's going against it. You're the one that keeps creating the platforms to go over and interact with people that told you to leave you alone. You're the one that's calling Veteran Affairs and getting in contact with people and everything else to hurt another individual. Now, the only reason that I can think that a person would do that is that they don't have no self-love, that they don't have anything positive going on in their life, and to be validated, good or bad, is what they're seeking. And the laws of our nation should change to fight this. See, each state has their own laws, and we need federal laws to make it where this doesn't happen. And Rebecca, a strong woman that served our country, is combating it. She gave me the case number and the email address to tell the court my story. And as a creator, if you're a creator or you have a favorite creator, this could be happening to them. And we need to make social media a safe place. We should have the laws to protect each and every one of us, especially the young creators that are now coming on social media, from this type of abuse. I know in my case and everything else, no wasn't respected. Blocking wasn't respected. Using the law to intimidate, abuse further is not to be, it should not be allowed, and there should be consequences. So I'm going to share the email in which I sent. And if you know if somebody is being attacked on social media, you can use your voice and write your congressman and see if we can all work together to make social media a safe place. Words matter. And when someone tells you no, it's no. God bless y'all and thank y'all for watching.